The recording. So, welcome everyone to Wines of Italy Blab today. Blab. Katarina here with Grapevine Adventures, which is my blog, and this is the Wines of Italy Blab. And tonight we have Angela Fronti from Istine Winery, Radda in Chianti, and Livio, who is here very often, Livio Del Chiaro, and so we will talk about Angela's winery, Istine, and Livio will be a bit the interviewer, and because he knows the winery very well. So let's start with the first question. So if you tell us a bit about yourself, your area in Tuscany and your winery. To the audience.
Ok, ciao a tutti. So I'm Angela, and I started to produce wine just a few years ago after taking my own experience in other wineries in Tuscany. And our winery is a family winery, so it was important to me have the right experience because we have very strong character, everybody of us, and so because I had a dream to make a wine and a kind of wine, and so it was possible because of my experience before. Otherwise, the family, is always telling you, no, why. Especially, it was really important to change for me the way to farm the wine, because my family before just produced wine for bulk, and so they produce wine in quantity, not for quality, and they farm the vineyard in a conventional way. But
sorry, I disappeared from
my wine must to be organic because I want to respect, of course, the territory, and also give to people a safe product. And so it was the first important change in 2012 when I started to work with my family. So we are in Radda in Chianti, and our winery is particular because we have not the vineyards all together in one body. And so we have a small pieces, not so far, maybe 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers in, I'd say, direct line. Then when you drive in Chianti Classic, in Chianti, the kilometers are more, but so we have small pieces with difference in altitude, position, soil, because Radda in Chianti is one of the hardest parts of Chianti Classico. So it's particular for this situation, and the wine there not so concentrated or full of body, but they have elegance, fineness, minerality, great acidity. So good for aging and also good for drink now because they are very, very fresh. I don't know, you have questions? Because I can continue to speak a lot.
Do you have any comment, Livio, about her wine?
No, I agree. I know Angela since before she started to make wines a long time ago, and I'm very happy to have seen all her history. So I would like to ask Angela why she decided to start to produce single vineyards wines, and how she feels about this, and what's the history. I think it's very interesting because some years ago, at the beginning, no one believed in this choice, whereas now that's changed.
Also, actually, somebody. Okay, for me, is really important to produce wine of territory. So one of my most important experience was in a Tuscan winery, but they were a consultant from Piedmont, was a producer of Piedmont, and I learned how to vinify everything separately. So it was really interesting for me. And when I started to work with my family, and at first sight, when I was watching on the map of the vineyard, that I know, of course, but I said, okay, this is a crazy project. it's really hard and also really expensive too. And especially if you want to make organic, so you have to go often with the tractor or with to do something by hand. It's more difficult than have everything put together. Then I said, okay, but this is fantastic because Sangiovese is a special but great variety for me. It's really sensible to the soil. So where it puts its roots, it expresses what it finds inside the soil. And so I started to produce the Chianti Classico. And when there is the harvest, we collect everything separately. So parcel by parcel, and also in the same vineyard. Okay, of course, first quality, second quality, third quality depends on the vintage, but also the highest part of the vineyard, down part of the vineyard, and of course each vineyard separately. Okay, so we have a lot of small tanks with Sangiovese inside, of course, but coming from different parcels. And this not only for the alcoholic fermentation, but also after the alcoholic fermentation, also in the aging, for the aging in wood. And I found a very nice difference. Not that one was better than another one, but different. So I decided to try this project to make, first year was just two labels, Vigna Istine and Vigna Casanova in Radda and Chianti, because Vigna Cavarchione was not productive that year in 2012. The first harvest was 2013. And I started with a number of bottles that was, I'm sorry for my English to everybody.
No, it's perfect, it's perfect.
It's a Tuscan English, maybe. I think Tuscan was in English. And I started with a small number of bottles, 800, because when I was selling to other producers or friends of mine, my project, they said, "Oh, are you crazy? You are so small, so many labels, make no sense. We have to produce just a Chianti Classico, an IGT, and a Riserva." And I said, "Why? Make no sense. I love it. So for me, it has sense." And it's also a way to show the winery also to who is not coming to my winery, and also to show territory that is around me. And so I started with this number of bottles because I said, okay, if they have reason, is the right number I can drink with my friends, friends of mine, for dinner, maybe.
Sure.
But so I introduced the wine first time at Radda del Chiaro. It's a special event that we have in June in Radda and Chianti, and very nice. And after 2 months, I sold all the wine. So I had just because for me it was a project to see also with the time, maybe in 10, 15 years, how the wine from that vineyard developed in the bottle. So I was imagining maybe in 15 years to taste, come si dice verticale in English? Not vertical.
Vertical.
Tasting all the vintage, but I saved just 50 bottles first year for each vineyard. So few bottles. So the next vintage, 2015, I improved a little bit the production and same success. So I'm really happy because my project, also other people like my project and the wine, and so I'm really happy about that. And so with the vintage 2015, we have also Vigna Cavarchione. So Vigna Cavarchione is in Gaiola in Chianti, in the area of Vertine, if you know this area. And is our lowest vineyard is 400 meters at the exposure to the sun east. And soil is rich limestone, especially Alberese and Galestre, of course. And Vigna Casanova dell'Aia is in Radda in Chianti, very close to the village. And the exposure is to south. So when you study, it's the perfect exposure, and it's 500 meters of altitude. The soil, of course, is rich in limestone because we are in Radda in Chianti, but less respect the other two vineyards. And then there is Istine, of course.
I'm listening. I'm sorry if I seem a bit. No, I'm listening to you.
Sorry.
I'm just a bit.
And then there is Vigna.
Because I'm reading the chat too, so if I seem a bit distracted, I'm listening. I'm just kind of trying to.
Okay, Vertine close to the wall in Chianti. Yes, exactly. And,
okay, do you have any?
Cavarchione is the name of the vineyard.
Okay.
And then Casanova dell'Aia is close to the village of Radda in Chianti. And Vigna Istine is on the route from Radda in Chianti to Castellina. And but we are in Radda in Chianti area. And it's close to Vescine and Monteraponi, if you used to drive that or drink that one. Beautiful one. And Istine Vineyard is very particular because it's 550 meters and it's completely surrounded by the forest, and the exposure is to northwest and very steep, and it's not rich in limestone, it's stone. So it's very hard to find that, and the production is very small. And all the three wines in the Stella make the same wine process, same kind of maceration, like 3 weeks in contact with the skin, and the aging is in large barrel, 20 hectoliters for 12 months. So because otherwise, if you use different woods or different technique, you can appreciate the difference of the vineyard, of course, because you have other that influence on the wine. So, okay.
Okay, so I would like to ask Angela to explain to people what is the Riserva, and for when you buy a Riserva, what does it mean, and what a Riserva means for Angela.
Okay. The Riserva, the name of Riserva, of course, because in the past, when you have a wine, you take a part of the best wine and you keep long time in your cellar to drink it later. No, so this is the original sense of Riserva. I mean, for Chianti Classico is a wine that has good low, and it stays 24 months before to be released after the harvest, at least 3 months in the bottle. Recently, the law of Chianti Classico changed it, and also when you bottle a Riserva, you must have the authorization at Riserva. Some years ago, if you have a Chianti Classico, and you have the authorization of the wine as Chianti Classico. After 24 months, the same wine can be a Riserva. Okay, this is shortly. So for me, the Riserva is my top wine, and is of course everything starts in the vineyard, like for all my wines, but it's the best selection of the grape of the Sangiovese. So because of the three cru are the best selection of Sangiovese from each vineyard of the three. And after 1 year of aging in wood, you can really understand how the grape from that vineyard is developing. Sorry for my accent. And so after 1 year of aging, I decide how much of each single vineyard to put in the Riserva, and I kept in wood. So at that point, we bought the single vineyard, and we put the blend of the Riserva in a large barrel for other 6 months. So total is 18 months of wood, and at least 1 year of aging in the bottle before to be released. I said at least because for me, Sangiovese need time in the bottle to be really appreciated, especially a wine that is your favorite and your top wine. So my Riserva is not a single vineyard because with this different place, different soil, different position, the best quality, especially in the last vintage that you have so different vintage, different season, different rain. You have a vintage with a lot of rain like 2014, a very dry vintage like 2012. So you cannot have the best quality always from the same vineyard. So for me, must be a blend. So maybe sometimes can be 100% of one, but it's also good to combine.
But do you hear me?
See?
Okay. So what do you think about the Gran Selezione?
Personally, or diplomatic?
Because I asked this question to Monterapponi also at Leopolda.
Okay.
He was almost shouting at me. So.
No. Gran Selezione. For me, it's a good idea. Maybe need time. Because I don't like at this point the Gran Selezione, and because I just started to produce my top wine, I was in doubt if to produce a Riserva or a Gran Selezione, because it was first time. So maybe because of this number of label, make no sense have a Riserva and a Gran Selezione, and so I was in doubt if the name of the wine is Le Vigne. Means the vineyards plural, no? So I studied about the Gran Selezione. I always taste the Gran Selezione. So for me, the actual Gran Selezione that you find are very, very well done wine, perfect wine. But in my opinion, they are on the top of the pyramid of our DOCG, but they don't represent for me that I want to produce wine of territory, the territory, because often you find wine with international varieties, or you taste a lot of wood, a lot of concentration. Anyway, I said, okay, my top wine must be Sangiovese from my area, so means no concentration, because maybe in 2011 you can have concentration if it was a particular vintage, but the color also is lighter than in other area of Chianti Classico, and I don't want to use barrique, and so my wine must be my wine. So I don't want to change my wine because of Gran Selezione. So if in future Gran Selezione will be closer to my wine, maybe I will produce a Gran Selezione, but at this point, no, it's not possible. And I try also, because there are some, I try also to introduce my wine before to some technique to understand if it was possible to be considered as Gran Selezione, but because it was not so intense, it was not a Gran Selezione for them, so I decided, okay, my wine is a Riserva. For me, it's my top wine. If it's a Riserva or a Gran Selezione, it makes no sense, but I prefer to go La Riserva in this moment. I answer to your question?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
But anyway, there are also very good Gran Selezione, perhaps Susanna of Fabri. Is Gran Selezione is a very good Gran Selezione with Sangiovese and also Vigna al Sorbo of Frontodi and Il Puro Volpaia, but maybe I don't know. So it's a small part. It's not the most. It's not the most part of Gran Selezione that you can taste actually on the market. So.
Are wines more for exporting than more for representing the Chianti area?
Livio.
So if you would.
No, this is Angela, so I don't want to answer. For me, Chianti Classico is something like this. So wine fresh, fruity, easy to drink, that can be aged for a long time. So the Gran Selezione usually are a little too much for my taste. So not very good wines, but maybe not representative of the Chianti area. But not expression of the territory, and more expression of the oak. And
but so you don't use barrique?
No, but because because I think that our Sangiovese, that is a fine Sangiovese, elegant, and so with a small barrel, the barrel cover the Sangiovese. So if I want to express the territory, I need a wood that support my Sangiovese to express, not that cover the taste of the Sangiovese. So I use only large barrel, or also for the Chianti Classico. That is not a base. I hate when you introduce wine, they ask, can I taste your base? It's not a base wine, it's a Chianti Classico. It's different because, base is something of very cheap. No, not cheap, very, very easy, very, I don't know, for discount.
Yes.
Now, there is Chianti Classico. And
on the box, wine on the box.
And so also for the Chianti Classico, I use a large barrel, from 10 hectoliter to 40 hectoliter. So suppliers are from Austria. I use two suppliers. One is Porsche, and the other one is Stocking. And maybe in future also I'm buying the goods slowly because it's a very incredible investment for the seller, so slowly.
Okay, so I would like to ask Angela. Okay, I would like to ask Angela about this.
Oh, the rosé.
This is the rosé. So what about the rosé? How it's made? What do you think about the rosé, Sangiovese?
The rosé was an idea that I thought of the rosé the first time in 2012, in the summer 2012, because it was a very, very dry summer, very warm and very dry. So I was working the vineyard and I was had to produce a wine that you can drink in great quantity to refresh yourself. And so I decided to produce a rosé. And my objective was to produce a rosé fresh, drinkable, not so sweet, because the rosé is a wine. Okay, I chose to work with Sangiovese also for the rosé, but it's a wine also of technique, because you can change your rosé about perhaps the moment of harvest, how long you can you keep your skin with mass, the temperature of alcoholic fermentation, if you do the malolactic or not, if you keep the some sugar content at the end of the alcoholic fermentation, if you a lot of things. So my objective was to obtain a wine very fresh, very drinkable, good for pairing, that you can drink in a swimming pool, and so light color also. And in Tuscany, mostly of the rosé are very dark in the color too. And in fact, also that year, first year, everybody was telling me, no, before to bottle one. It's too much clear, it's too much clear. But in my mind, there was the rosé from Provence. So and that was the rosé that I was, come si può dire, stimulating to produce. So, and so I collect the grape. It depends on the vintage, but this vintage 1 week before the regular harvest. So I can have less alcohol and oh, thank you for the less alcohol and more acidity for the freshness, and the skin staying in touch with the moist for this year 12 hours, but it depends on the vintage. 2014 just 4 or 5 hours, because the skin was already rotted, and so the color was darker before. And then the alcoholic fermentation is a temperature of maximum 16 degrees. So it's really, really long, more than 1 month. When I arrive close to the end of the alcoholic fermentation, I turn off the frigo to check the temperature, and so the wine is able to finish the alcoholic fermentation, because I don't like sugar content in the rosé. But if you have sugar content at the end of 1 or 2 or 3 grains, you have maybe a more pleasant wine you taste in a glass. But for me, the bottle must be finished. So and then okay, I add some sulfite in to stop it the malolactic. And I'm sorry, there was the Divina Italy last week, and so I'm without voice because I spoke a lot. And and I used the Stelvin, and I love it. I'm a great fan of Stelvin closure, because I started to use it to avoid the cork defects, because it was stupid to have cork defects because when you buy the corks, you know that you have a small percentage of different cooks. So it was stupid for me, for the rosé. But I found a lot of other positive things about this Stelvin. Perhaps use less sulfite, because the wine, when you bottle the wine must be ready, and so open it. And as you close, the sulfite rests. There is not an evolution of sulfite in the bottle, so you can use low sulfite. And then, I'm sorry, the wine stay fresh longer, and also the color stay fresh longer. Is not going in orange. When it's September, October, the color is not going in orange, but it's fresh. And it's also nice because if you don't finish the bottle, you can easily close and you can put in your frigo in this direction. So lots of positive things.
It's very good.
So Angela, we use also for Chianti Classico.
It's not possible with Chianti Classico, but I think that Chianti Classico needs to develop in the bottle, so needs Coke. I'm a fan for Coke in that wine.
Okay, so Angela was talking about Vinitaly.
Oh.
So she went to Vinitaly. This year she won a lot of awards, many very important guys. She had many articles on the Vinitaly. So would you like to tell us about your Vinitaly, your sensations?
Can I have a glass of water, please? Grazie, scusami Bianca. Vinitaly was a great experience to me, and this year I attended Vinitaly with a group of women producers, and 2 from Basilicata and 2 from Tuscany. We are also friends, not only producers. And we had some, sorry, just a moment. We are small producers and organic producers. We work on local varieties, and we work on the vineyards and on Cru. In fact, the name was Team Cru, crazily. And I was surprised because before the Vinitaly, I don't know why, it was really strange to me, but slow food, right, and suggest to taste my wine at Vinitaly. Toscana sommelier wrote an article about Riserva, and there was 3 on 10 Riserva from Radda, and 1 was mine. And there was an article on the Stampa di Torino, it's a national newspaper, about the Vino del Futuro, and they interviewed to some producers, and one was mine. And also on the Nazione, they wrote and they suggest to taste this wine. So it was incredible. There came a lot of people, and it was fantastic. So thanks to everybody to write about Istine wine. And I really hope to do very well in the future, to continue in this direction, and because I think they trust in me, and so we have to continue in this direction, because people is writing very well, and really thanks to everybody who appreciate our job and our wines too. And Vinitaly this year was really interesting for the wine fest, because I think it was a lot of people really interested in wine. Respect the past years, where a lot of private people just want to drink wine. So especially the Sunday was a very, very good day. Respect the past. The past Sunday was not a good day. This year we worked very well with importers, with restaurants, wine shop, also sommelier, but interested in wine, not to drink wine. So I think the wine fair was really interesting. It was a completely disaster with the traffic outside the wine fair, but this is another question. So really happy about the success of in Italy. So we work really strongly. This is the result. I'm sorry for this interview. My voice is
It's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think many people is from the States. So I would like to ask Angela, is possible to find some bottles of your wine in the States, where it's possible, where you can
Yes, I started to some years ago to work with an importer in California. I love Oliver McCran and all his stuff. It's a very beautiful stuff. And when I visited them, it's always fantastic to me to be there with them. And also the restaurant and the wine shop and all the people that I met with them are very beautiful people. So you can find wines in California, and I think they will start also maybe to distribute wine in other states, but not actually. And then I started in New York with a new importer, very nice, as the Wineberry American, and is very well known for French wine. And we just started with Italian wine, and my wife is the only one from Tuscany. And it was nice to work with them too in February for the first time. We visited a lot of very pleasant places and introduced the wine. We just started 2 months ago, but I think it would be a very nice collaboration in future. So thanks to everybody in Wineberry it's nice to work with them. Really. I love people from USA, so if you come in Tuscany, come to visit me.
In the meantime, you can buy some bottles. We can make a tasting from here.
Oh, yes.
To there. All together.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you would describe, I mean, to the audience who is not Italian, so if you, in a few words, would describe your wine, I don't know if you start with the.
Can you write it we don't hear your voice? We hear just a strange sound.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is true.
Parla qui Jess.
No, more alphabet. Sound, yes.
Sound.
Okay. Okay. I think no, maybe it's not so particular to describe the wine in this way, but because I really love the food, I think also both they know the food, so I don't know how to translate buono giusto pulito.
Good, right,
Good,
and
right,
safe.
and safe. Yeah. And I think my wine is like so. My objective is that my wine is like so. The wine is First of all, wine of territory. So sometimes people told me that maybe they are not usual to wines from our area because we are mostly small producers, so we cannot find everywhere our wines, of course. And because Radda and Chianti is so high, we have a great acidity. So for some people, it's quite a defect, no, because they don't used to drink wine with this kind of acidity. But for me, it's something. It's one of the characteristics of our territory. So it's good with acidity for me. It's strange if the wine has no acidity. And so for me, our wines are wine of territory. We represent our territory. And I think that Radda and Chianti is I'm really lucky because it is one of the best places to produce wine because it's also the kind of wine that I like. So I like wine from Piedmont, I like wine from Borgogna, I like wine from Radda and Chianti, and so I'm really happy that my family is from Radda and Chianti and that they were able to buy with the time some vineyards, and I'm really happy that now I can cultivate my dream in making vineyard, making wine from that vineyard. Yeah, few words. If you want, I can continue. And I'm really happy that also about my experience before, where I met very beautiful people like Livio and Bianca, and also other people that they were really important to me because you have a dream and you want to produce your wine, but if you haven't people around you that support you, it's really hard. So when you met people, they have to trust in your dream, is really better, and you can work with more. I don't know what to say. Is a challenge, you know. So it's a risk, and it's complicated. Everything is complicated in the world. There are a lot of wineries. Work in Divina Italy, it's incredible the number of wineries. So you are so small, so it's important to have good friends around you. Yeah. So thanks to everybody.
Okay. And
do you hear me? No, you don't hear me.
What?
Do you hear me? No.
No.
You don't hear me. You don't hear me. No.
I don't hear anything for you. We hear just a strange sound. So if you want, I can do questions.
Okay.
You can go on.
So you do the question. Just pro.
Yes.
Okay. So
Livio is the host now.
Okay.
I think she said the question.
Okay. So what Angela thinks about international grapes cultivated in the Chianti region?
Okay, I think that they are not the devil, as a lot of people, no, not a lot of people, like people passionate of local variety. I think that in the past, maybe wineries planted too much international variety to give to the market a wine easy to drink, easy to appreciate it, and maybe also the palate of the customer were different respect 10 years ago. So now it's different respect 10 years ago. So now we are looking for local varieties, in the past less. So I think that when a winery plants a vineyard, spend a lot of energy, money, and people work there So I think it's not a devil. I think it was a choice, and now we can change this choice. Not so easy to change shortly, but I think that the direction is to go in through local varieties, not international varieties. Personally, I don't like Chianti Classico with too much international variety inside because you cannot taste the territory and there is not identity with the territory of Chianti Classico, of course. And but this is my own taste, of course. There are very good wine also with the international variety inside. If some wineries in very bad vintage use a small percentage of Merlot, why not? I don't use, but why not? I don't like when you have 20% of Merlot or 20% of Cabernet, but this is my, I repeat, to my personal tasting. So, but I think that slowly our producers are changing. Okay, maybe not the great producers of quantity that they produce a lot of bottles, thousand, and hundreds of thousands of bottles that they sell wines in all parts of the world. But I think also there is no competition because there are different market, different customers, and I think that not everybody are ready also to drink not easy wine. So you can start with easy wine and then discover wine of small producers that trust in local varieties. So the palate have life. So also when I started to drink wine, I like Brachetto. So when I was really young.
There's a question. There's a question.
I was really young.
So, you start with the sell
online? If I sell online wine?
Yes.
To be honest, I never started. Not because I don't like it, but because I have no time to do everything. And so, you know, when you are a young winery, you have to do everything. Okay, there is my family that is supporting me. I have some people who help me, and that's everything slowly. And so I do everything, and so for the moment, no. But, and also because there are a lot of wine shops that sell the wine online, so they do that. I think it's more easy for customer to buy directly from wine shop because they can also buy different wines, not only my wine. So it is better if people buy from one shop who sell the wine online direct from me. You understand me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, drop me. Oh, okay. Thank you, Filippo.
Okay. So, projects for the future?
I want to improve my quality and also improve the quantity of the production because actually I'm not bottling everything that I'm producing because I'm producing slowly because I have to buy wood and also I have to create the market. So, but my project is to work always better. And now I'm working also on create a space where to invite people because with a tasting room, maybe eating a cheese, a piece of cheese, and drink wine. So I don't know. I have everyday new projects, so my mind is always working on new projects. So yes, I have a project. Start to produce a vermouth.
I hope beer. No.
No, it's a new passion, and I think it is a connection with and wine. But I don't know if it's possible in future. But I'm learning about it. So
there is a tradition in
maybe in
Tuscany.
2 or 3 years. Yeah. No. Yes.
So this, John, the question is coming.
Okay, at least I'm back. I don't know if you hear me. Can you hear me? I don't know. So I'm not sure why the sound goes away after a while. Let's see if I can get back in. Okay, I don't think anybody can hear me. I'm not sure. If anybody hear me, just write something in the chat. Ah, okay, so you can hear me. Okay, let's see if I can get in. Okay. Because I think La Divina don't hear me, so I guess all the others, let's see if they get in. Let's hope that they get back on. Anyway, it's been a very nice chat so far. And for those of you who weren't here before, we're talking about Radda and Chianti in Tuscany in Italy. And Angela Fronti from Istine Winery has been talking about her wines. And Livio Del Chiaro has been asking her questions about... No, I'm on a PC. I don't know if... I think also La Divina Enoteca is on a PC. Let's see if... Let's hope that somebody comes in. Yay! Yay!
Oh,
Do you hear me?
ciao.
So we were talking about
It all went...
the Vigneron Indipendente.
Thank you very much from Blab. Oh no, they froze again. They froze again.
Okay, so we were talking about Vignaioli Indipendenti. Would like to ask to hear Angela talk about.
Or you hear me before when you stop it to hear me.
When she said, "Oh, I love."
We hear
Angela.
you. We hear you. We hear you. We hear you. We hear you very fine.
Okay, so talk about. She was saying about Vignaioli Indipendenti,
Okay.
Vignaioli Indipendenza.
Okay.
Did
You blocked just before. You blocked just before you started talking about that. So.
Okay, so you have to start.
Just continue.
Okay. So. Okay. Coming from Radda Chianti.
Just take a very short brief.
Vignaioli Indipendenti is a good, for me, association. I'm really proud to be part of this group. We are more producers than we produce wine respecting the territory, and that we produce our wine with only our grapes, and then all the line is inside the winery. So we produce the wine we cultivate our vineyards, we produce the wine with our grapes, and we sell our wine directly. And it's an association that was born on support on the Vignoble Independent. French is terrible. My English is terrible, my French. And because they exist since a long time. And it's an association that is born especially to speak and to go to obtain something with government and with Europe for the small producers. So, you know, the big group, the big industry of wine, maybe they change the law with the government because they count. If Istine go to speak with the government about something that is not good for me, make no sense. But if we are a big group of producers, we are stronger. And I like people of the TV. They are very, very active and they are obtaining good things for small producers. So thanks to Matilde Poggen of people that are supporting our president. And what I like also of this group is that when I met the other producers, perhaps in Mercato dei Vignaioli Indipendenti in Piacenza, is that we are very similar ourselves. So everybody is respecting the territory, is using local variety, and we speak very well together. Really very, very, very good of producer, and I invite you when you find the symbol of Phoebe, taste the wine, drink the wine, buy a wine, a bottle of wine of Vigna Indipendente, because everybody are people that work really strongly in their vineyard, and they make something not only for themselves but also for also people around their territory, because it's natural. So it's not important to be, I think, vignaiolo just for ourselves, but also for everybody. So this is philosophy, and so I'm really proud to be part of this group, and I'm really happy that this group is improving the number of vignaioli which are more. It's just 3 years that I'm a vignaiolo independent, but it's just 4 years that I'm producing wine. So.
So it's very funny because I think, so I have not a long experience, but in my experience, I think that the wines are the image of a producer. So every producer, you can find every producer in the wines the producer makes it. Okay, the producer is the real one. So I think if you really want to know Angela, you have just try her wines because they are very representative of she has. So very friendly, very simple girl, very
a bit crazy.
No, yes. So it's not a deep like others. So and also the wine are very like this. So I think there is a very nice connection. It's not only with Angela, but with many true producers. I don't know if it's true, but this is, I would like to believe.
That's true. Yeah.
And I don't know if there's any more questions. No, there were no questions now. Because do you hear me now? No.
No?
You don't hear me.
Yes, we hear you.
Yes, we hear you. So
okay.
So Nadia speaks, so no, we hear you.
So
Not so well,
but I think she has problems with the connection because she says she doesn't hear you either. So there was something else I wanted to ask. I forgot about it. I'm sorry. Do you have any more questions, Livio, for Angela?
It's difficult to say. So we have to just talk about a lot of different things. So I would like to ask Angela something so different. So just to finish, like except the Chianti Classico, what do you think are the emerging and new areas here in Tuscany for wine production?
Non ho capito.
Quali sono le zone in Toscana emergenti per la produzione
fuori dal Chianti Classico?
Or area where you would like to try to make some wine?
It's interesting to me, the new area, of course, like Casentino or Mugello, or also Garfagnana. They are very fresh area. They are producing Pinot Noir. Each producer of wine wants to produce a Pinot Noir, and sometimes I try to speak about why we don't plant Pinot Noir, but at the end, I think that in Radda Chianti it's better to produce Sangiovese and spend the same money in bottle of Pinot Noir. So, but it can be a nice experience to produce Pinot Noir in Garfagnana or in Casentino, why not?
And a sparkling wine in the Chianti?
Oh, low budget.
Okay, so now they disappeared again, and they were talking about now at the end about sparkling wine in Tuscany. So let's see if they come back. I don't know if we can. I'll just kick them out, and they just have to call in again, and see if they call in again. Anyway, so she was saying that the new interesting areas in Tuscany for Chianti Classico production is the Garfagnana in Casentino. And then we wanted to see what Livio had to say about the production of sparkling wine in Tuscany. For those of you who are here, if you hear me, I think the problem is over here too. The sound gets a bit distracted sometimes. Let's see if they come in again, or if they got some problems. Otherwise, we'll soon end the blab anyway. Let's see if they come back. Bianca is here, so if she can. Okay, so they're coming back very soon. Let's see. They're back in again, and they're calling. Just have to be a bit patient, and everything will be.
Low battery.
Okay.
Low battery. Sorry.
I was explaining that.
I would like to finish asking Angela, what about the sparkling wine in Radda?
That's good. In Radda.
Sparkling.
To be honest, I prefer to drink no sparkling wine. They are not wine of territory, of course. So, no, I think that it's the same that Pinot Noir. Why to make a sparkling wine there when you can buy a really good bottle from Champagne or from Franciacorta, or there are also, okay, better in Champagne, of course, because otherwise Livio. But there are area production that makes sense and area production that has no sense. So I prefer to produce still wine.
Okay.
And there are good sparkling wine also in Tuscany. Yes.
There's nothing in Radda. There's nothing in Radda.
Why spend energize?
Does anyone do sparkling wine in Radda?
Yes. There is Il Poggioino, very good. Also Valpaia produced sparkling wine, very, very good. And,
yes, they do.
Colle Bereto, Colle B. Then I think it's enough. Yes. No, my uncle also produced a sparkling wine once, but I don't know if we will continue. It was Japanese experiment and.
No, it's better to start to go to make Chianti Classico.
We are in Chianti Classico. I think we have to produce Chianti Classico.
True. So, what's the plans? Will you come up with any new wines, or are you stopping at what you're producing now?
Farò altri vini?
Sì. Single filare.
Single vineyard?
Single filare.
Come single filare?
Per altri vini
no, I don't know in the future what will happen, but Actually, I think that with a rosé, a Chianti Classico, and 3 single vineyards and 1 Riserva
Is enough.
is enough.
Because how many bottles do you make now?
Totally 55,000
yeah.
So
it's a very small production,
Yeah.
very, very small. And
yeah. I planted last year with my father a small piece of Trebbiano, Malvasia, and San Colombano, so white varieties. So this is because we renovated an old vineyard where there were some white grapes, and I thought it was interesting to get some local varieties of wines because before the law for Chianti Classico was with inside white grape varieties, now it's impossible, and so the white varieties disappear from Chianti Classico. I think it was interesting for tradition to have some white varieties. I don't know if in future there will be a white wine or a Vinsanto. I don't know. I have 4 years to think about it, but I worked with a winery in my past that produced very great Vinsanto. Maybe.
Or a Vinsanto che differisce Sangiovese.
Sì, and it was a Dolce Sinfonia with Vindella, and
it's one of the best Vinsanto.
One of the wines that I in my lab. I think it was the first time that I met you.
Yep. Yes.
And but
you were a child.
Yeah. Yeah, so why not Vinsanto? Why not? With tradition, so I prefer Vinsanto to white wine with Trebbiano, and I like white wine with Trebbiano, but it's not my passion. I passion with Vinsanto, so maybe I will have a Vinsanto. So we planted last year. We had to wait 4 years to have the grape, and then 7 years in the barrel. So means at least 11 years if the first time I obtained the good Vinsanto, because I have no experience with Vinsanto, and but my cousin Nicola got to work with me and helped me. His grandfather produced for our family a very, very special Vinsanto, Livio. Everybody of us have a very great record of him, and so I think that my cousin can really help me make a good Vinsanto. So it will be nice to do that, but we have to wait 11 years.
We'll see back next time in 11 years to show you the Vinsanto.
So the last questions before we let you go. What would you pair your wines with? So if you take first the rosé wine, what would you pair it with? What do you think is perfect with your wines?
What is perfect too?
Cosa ci abbinaresti?
With Vinsanto?
Or with the Chianti?
Or the wine. Sorry, with the Rosato or with the Chianti Classico?
With both. All of them.
Okay.
Separately.
Both is the objective that I have is that they are very good for pairings. How you say it in USA? Food friendly. So I don't like often, because we are in Tuscany, we taste the wine with salame, but I think it's not a good pairing because the wine tastes of metal, it's salame. So, but the rest is everything is okay.
I agree.
And on Saturday I drank the rosé with a very nice combination cooked by a friend of mine, Sabrina, She wrote a book with Stefania Pianigiani, Appetiti Estremi, and they wrote also some receipts, and they cooked that evening. And we tried the rosato with trippa and zafferano and orange. It was really, really nice.
Tripe and saffron.
Oh, sorry. Tripe and saffron and orange was really nice combination with the rosato. And but you can eat also with, of course, with fish, but also, especially with come si dice, crostacei, like gambas.
Shellfish.
Crostacei, I don't know the translation. And pizza, with pizza is perfect. And gamberetti, shrimps, so
lobster.
And also with white meat, okay, lots of things. Chianti Classico, same, it's good with lots of things, but I love it with soup, like ribollita, like with soup with beans and lenticchie. Sorry, with the food, I'm not. I know so many words. Lampredotto, or also with the. It's good. I think it's good also for the stick, but for the stick in my wines I prefer the Riserva, of course, and with roast beef. Why not? It's strange to say how to combine the wine because you know we try.
So not with sushi.
Yeah, but rosé with sushi is very, very good.
Yes, rosé with sushi.
See? Not with sushi, the Chianti Classico.
But wouldn't you say, because a lot of people are now saying that the Chianti Classico Annata would go well with sushi?
I don't know.
Chianti Classico. But it was I think it was the Consorzio of Chianti that promote
not the Chianti
the
Classico.
wine of and try the combination with with sushi and Chianti. Chianti is an easier wine respect Chianti Classico. Not all Chianti, but normally is. To be honest, I don't like Chianti Classico with sushi. I love sushi.
Yes, because Angela's Chianti Classico was tannic, it was stranger for sushi. You need something bolder, lighter. Chianti, called the Retini, Chianti from Pisa, not from Radda and Chianti. Which are light, but not so light, like very Chianti. Better with pork.
That it depends on when
True. And your Riserva, what would you?
The Riserva?
Oh, yeah. The Riserva, I think it's a wine that you have to stop it, open before, give it oxygen, so it's with seasoned cheese, with steak, with also chocolate, a lot of sweet chocolate, dark chocolate. And so I think Riserva has less combination with that the Chianti Classico. But I really like with I think it's quite banal to say seasoned cheese, but it's my perfect combination because I like to drink the Riserva really slowly. So at the end of the dinner, and so really, no, I'm not good with food birds.
Okay, with the wild boar cooked for several hours, with deer, with the pheasant, for example, with the peposo, the polenta, yes. So red meat cook or gamey meat cook for a long time, so very concentrated, very fat, so very persistent. So it's perfect for the Riserva. And for the cheese, the same. So the Riserva is a wine aged for a long time, so you need the food or cook for a long time, or a cheese aged for a long time. Persistent, fat, and
or you can drink alone.
Yes,
So there's a
very nice.
there's a question. There's a question from a guy here who asked if you would decant your wine or if you pour it straight from the bottle when you drink it.
I don't. I think they are wine quite young at the moment because so for Riserva we are at the first vintage with the vintage 2012. So if you give to the wine, if you open the bottle before, you obtain a good oxygenation and the wine expresses. So it's better if you open the bottle before than drink directly and pour it in the glass. But if you pour directly the wine in the glass, you can wait for some minutes around the glass and wait for a bit, and then you have the same result. I think that it's not so useful to use the decanter for this kind of wine. Maybe you have to use the decanter when you have to separate the deposit of a wine, all the wine, but also you have to be careful because all the wine, if you give them too much oxygen, it's not good. So I don't like too much to use decanter. So.
Me too. I agree with Angela. Only if the wine has some defects, so you can try to improve.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. I just read his reply. Yes, he agrees. Any other questions? Otherwise, I think. Do you have anything to add, Angela or Livio? Anything you want to say?
I think Angela's voice is is decreasing more and more. So maybe next time. I don't know.
I think we've
say something.
We've talked a lot now. Yes.
Yes, very interesting.
I hope to meet you, everybody of you, in Radda, in Chianti, or everywhere.
Well, some of them are coming to Chianti, so we might come to visit you.
Yes. Why not? I'm also building a so you can come.
In 2027, we will make the Vinsanto tasting.
Yes,
so,
Alberto.
Yes.
True. Yes. Okay, so if nobody has anything to add, I think we can thank Angela here for being with us tonight, and also Livio. I think it was very interesting, and I'm sorry about some technical problems, but that's quite normal at the Blab, so we're quite used to it now. And so I thank Angela again. I thank Livio and for everybody who was here today.
Bye bye.
Ciao.
If you want to taste Angela's wine, you can just kind of write her an email, or if you're in the States, you can go to New York or to Los Angeles. So thank you all, and next Tuesday we will have Vini Goretti from Umbria, but I will tell you more about that, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.